This is a story about a patient named John. John underwent a routine lower extremity bypass surgery. Surgery was uncomplicated and he did well post-op. It wasn't until the next day when the team was making rounds that they realized he was in a critical condition. His hemoglobin had drastically dropped overnight, and unfortunately this single value was missed. This miss set off a series of catastrophic events, and despite the team's best efforts and a trip back to the operating room, he died a few days later. When people ask why we're building Voythos, the answer is simple. It's for patients like him. Humans are not perfect, and medicine isn't a perfect science. But why aren't we doing more? Why are we still relying on human interpretation of critical values in the electronic medical record?
This is not a story in isolation. These stories happen all the time, and they highlight how our healthcare system is data-rich, but information-poor. A drop in hemoglobin in isolation doesn't set off alarms, doesn't call for a code overhead. It usually doesn't signify much.
But what if there was a system that looked at that number as a piece of a whole, aggregated this value with the rest of the patient's clinical data, predicted clinical demise, and prompted someone to intervene sooner?
That's where our technology comes in. Voythos is building a system that can monitor vast amounts of patient data in real time and prompt physicians to prevent patient compromise. The next time a patient has a change in a critical healthcare parameter, Voythos interprets that data, makes predictive analyses, and alerts the physician through our mobile app, urging them to take immediate action, a physician co-pilot.
Every clinician can benefit from our technology to optimize their workflow. This represents a total bottoms-up market size of $36 billion. We're focusing on vascular surgeons in private practice as our beachhead market. Breakthroughs in healthcare often mean navigating a long journey filled with both regulatory and clinical barriers. Because of this, we've developed a strategy that allows us to generate immediate traction by focusing on pressing pain points like insurance approvals and documentation burden. This isn't just a stepping stone, it's a critical solution that serves as the foundation for the broader vision of Voythos. We ran a beta test with a small group of doctors in 2022. Their feedback was invaluable, and it actually led to the closing of our first customer contract. That early traction allowed us to raise funding to build our MVP. In just a few weeks, we will be fully integrated and going live with our first client. Recently, we submitted a grant proposal to the NIH, working in collaboration with the University of Texas School of Biomedical Informatics and School of Medicine to build out our predictive machine learning models. By the end of 2024, we aim to have 25 contracts closed. Our revenue model is B2B with an annual subscription and upfront integration fee.
Competing technologies focus on single data monitoring applied across many clinical contexts. This results in extraneous, erroneous alerts which are being dismissed by physicians due to notification fatigue. Voythos looks at multiple parameters within a patient's specific clinical context and streamlines notifications, allowing physicians to focus on which patients need monitoring.
At the heart of all of this is our team. My co-founders, Sophia and Alex, bring their expertise and passion to Voythos every day. Alex is a seasoned tech founder, and his experience in machine learning and generative AI is invaluable. As a leading surgeon for nearly a decade, Sophia has a deep understanding of the end user's pain points and is the driving force behind our ideas. And I've led early-stage sales motion in medtech and digital health for nearly 10 years, driving several millions in new revenue. Together, we believe we can make Voythos a game changer in healthcare.
Every line of code we write, every algorithm we fine-tune, is all about empowering physicians to give the best care they can. We want to create an environment where data doesn't just exist, but informs, prompts, and protects. That's the kind of healthcare system I want to see, and that's what Voythos is all about.